Hi Aquarius, welcome to your tarot videoscope for 17 by Alma. This recording will be for Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, and Aquarius Moon. If in a particular month your sun sign doesn't make sense to you, please listen for your rising sign or your moon sign, because all of these three signs are important, and it just so happens that sometimes you connect better to the messages that will show up for your rising sign or your moon sign. This will be a general reading. For those of you who like to have a private consultation, please email me at almalightworker@gmail.com. You can also contact me through the website almalightworker.com. I also made a whole new video for your sign for the month of October. I did an Akashic reading for you, Reiki healing, and I also cleared some energy. So for those of you who are interested for download and purchase, the link for that video is right down here. And thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you are new, welcome to you. And to all of you guys, remember to also turn on the notification button when you subscribe. Because when you turn that on, it's a little bell icon right here next to the subscribe. That means that you will get a notification every time that I upload videos. And I do plan on doing a live streaming because I want to do some of your Akashic readings. I want to do them live in the first days of October. So stay tuned for that. Now, allow me to tune in so I can focus on this reading for you. I'm opening 5 cards, doing a tarot spread called the Key of Life. The general feelings that I am picking up have to do with a situation suddenly improves. It could be in the light of some news or some new information. Get-togethers and reconnecting maybe with people from your past. A partnership could be in the making or forming. You making some decisions and initiate something. Could be a business or business venture or business idea. For some of you, definitely time for you to reflect on what you are satisfied with and what you like to change. It is about these inner changes rather than external changes. So there's a lot of emphasis on your inner world. There is a family situation and a possible relocation. Now let's break it down one by one. The first card that wanted to show up for you is the Two of Wands. Falls in the position what happened in the past that in some ways is still affecting you in your present current situation, or could be affecting your future. To me, the Two of Wands, it means starting to build the foundation as to where do you want to go from now. It also means commerce, negotiations, trade. Sometimes it also means people coming together to help you. It also means sometimes struggles to make a choice for its own sake. Now, allow me to tune in so I can figure out what does this mean for you. It feels like toward the beginning of the year, either you started something and it's going to be completed or finalized during this month over, or this could be about you were communicating back and forth because maybe you had an idea, maybe you wanted to gain your independence in some way, working on your own, having your own business, or gaining your independence in a whole new way. Maybe gaining your independence for you, it could mean your financial independence, or it could be your living situation, gaining your independence, maybe having your own place to live. It does feel that for some of you, whatever you started at the beginning of the year, could be within the first 3 months of 2019, it does feel like there's going to be a continuation of that. It's either going to be an important new development or a conclusion or a finalizing and completion of some sort. But they are also talking about you creating new alliances, new acquaintances that in some ways they are going to help you, not intentionally. Maybe you just randomly get in touch with a few people, but they be giving you some ideas or giving you some practical help about a direction that you like to go. For some of you, you have some new desires, new ideas about a new direction, maybe with your career goals. I also keep getting that you could be networking. Um, some of you could be attending courses, classes, networking events, and you are going to connect with other professionals. Now, this is the Two of Wands, and we live at a time now where not all of the networking is done face to face. Most of the networking nowadays is done online. So for some of you, there's going to be a big emphasis of anything that you put on social media, anything that you post, how people respond to your videos, if you do videos, or to anything that you could be posting. However, you really need to be selective with what other people are posting, because something shows up and not to be completely true. This could also be you communicating with someone. Maybe it could be about gossip or you hear of gossip. And again, not everything be true. You could be doing some sort of a research in, you could be getting in touch with a lawyer for some reason, doing research about an apartment that you like to get, doing research about a job possibility. And for some of you, I do see you connected with someone who lives at a distance. There's going to be a lot of talks or a lot of communication back and forth, more so than usual, with someone who lives at a distance. And this could be about possible getting together, or it could be about you relocating in the future. And there's going to be talks about this possible relocation between you and this other person. But for some reason, I keep getting like a lot of texts, a lot of emails. So there's a lot of research and communication back and forth about this possible move. The next card that you have is the Judgment, falls in the position of your present current situation. Now, to me, it means, what's the proclamation? What do we think about this? Every time that the Judgment card shows up in your reading, it means that a situation will be improving, so an improvement of conditions. It also means that don't give up, but rather figure out what you are doing wrong. It means that all the time you keep doing the same thing, therefore you keep getting the same results. So a change in plan, a change in action is needed. And sometimes when you get this card, if you don't know what changes to make, or whatever, or for whatever reason you have blockages and limitation, it does feel like this angel could be intervening to kind of redirect you where you need to be. Another meaning of this card also has to deal, or it means also new personal relationships, new business venture. It could also be a business partnership, beneficial help, and also it means a change in habit or a change in purpose. Um, I do keep getting that many of you will have some sort of a free card or the green card or the green signal in a situation. Someone will be putting you in charge. This could be in a family situation, this could be in a work related situation, and it does feel that you now are going to call the shots and you be the one selecting the people that maybe you like to work together in a project, to partner up with them in some sort of a business venture. Uh, and I also keep getting that for some reason you are going to see new faces in the place of work. So there's going to be some sort of movement. People moving out of the company, new people getting hired. This is also about a piece of information that has to deal with this partnership. And partnership is showing up again. So partnership in a business related sense. For some of you, you make the decision. If you have a business or you are self-employed, you make a decision about some changes or maybe taking your business in a new direction. But it does feel that when it comes to taking action, you'll be hesitating a little bit. There's going to be a situation where you feel a little bit that people will be judging you, someone in particular be asking of you a little bit too much, maybe a little bit more than you can give at that moment. And I also keep getting that there's going to be a little bit or some tension in a family situation or about a family related situation. It doesn't feel like something that you won't be able to overcome. But just to give you a heads up, not everything will be smooth. You're going to hear about two people maybe not necessarily getting along as everybody thought. There could be talks about a possible separation or a possible divorce. Again, this is not yours. This is someone that is very close to you, but somehow you are going to be affected by that. And many of you are going to have some sort of a reawakening, and they are talking about you Aquarians needing to have more fun. So they're kind of encouraging you to have more fun or to do more stuff that are fun for you. It feels like many of you have been neglecting simply relaxing, having fun, just living life. That's the case for some of you, and I hope that it makes sense. The next card that you have is the Five of Cups. To me, it means feeling hurt, heartbroken, a little bit disappointed. Maybe you thought that the result was going to be a little bit different. You didn't get what you thought you would get, and therefore there's some partial disappointment. It also means if you decide to turn your back onto emptiness, fullness is coming. So if that doesn't make sense to you, basically the meaning of the card, it is all about how you see the cup. Do you see the cup half empty or do you see the cup half full? Because you could be spending a little bit of time focusing on emotionally. Where do you want to go emotionally? What emotional changes would you like to see happen? For some of you, maybe in the past there was a little bit of hurt and disappointment from a friend. So in a friendship situation, but I also keep getting that some of you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed by, I don't know, social media, Facebook, YouTube. You decide to simply just take some time off, or you decide to kind of go through some sort of selection and maybe delete or block or restrict some people on Facebook or on whatever social media you're at. It does feel that you are going to be ready to kind of turn your back onto negative people, negative situation, and maybe put some sort of a huge distance between you and a person or people who are kind of are a little bit negative. But it also feels that you are also going to be particularly very creative. Maybe because all of these emotions are stirring up, and sometimes emotions, what's going on internally, inspire you to create, to do something, to complete something. And this feels like, for some of you, you be having some sort of an epiphany moment or a spiritual experience. The way this is coming to me, I also keep getting, like, for some of you, past life regression, um, maybe remembering things of the past. And it does feel that either emotionally, mentally, it feels like you are going to be able to identify what could be the cause of your internal blockages, hesitation, procrastination. And it feels like now that you are figuring that out, you are going to have a plan in order. But I also see a get together with an old friend or someone that you don't get to see that often. So you and a good friend, I keep getting a get together. So now let's move on to the next card. I also keep getting, before I move on, I don't know, I know that Saturn is going to be affecting a lot of us, and I don't know if this is directly associated with Saturn, but it is about whatever you have been working on, for those of you who have really been focused and dedicated to whatever goal you had. And now it feels like you will start to receive. And I keep getting, don't be so disappointed, because there's more to come. It does feel like your karmic rewards are just beginning, but you need to have a little bit more faith. Not everything is going to show up for you. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of disappointment, but I keep getting that you Aquarians, especially next year, are going to make a big change that is going to feel like a huge milestone or a huge achievement. The next card that you have is the Page of Swords. Falls in the position of advice. To me, the Page of Swords, it represents an Aquarius, a Libra, or a Gemini. This could be the sun sign, the rising sign, or the moon sign. Therefore, this Page of Swords is representing you, because this is a reading for Aquarius. The meaning of the Page of Swords also, it means news, information, student. Sometimes to me personally, it also means learning. It also means the power of knowledge, the power of knowing certain secrets. It also means the potential and the power to help, but held back for reasons. And if that doesn't make sense to you, sometimes it also means a secret closely guarded. So now allow me to tune in so I can figure out as to why this card showed up. What does it mean for you, Aquarius? You need to be very careful not to immediately judge. And it does feel like, don't judge a situation too soon or too quickly. They are talking about you, and maybe there is still something about your own self that maybe you still need to fully embrace, or that you still don't know yet. They are talking about your special and unique talents, abilities, and skills. And sometimes it does take a stressful situation for you to bring that out or for you to understand your other skills, talents, unique abilities. If you felt that for some reason you were not as practical or as active, physically active as before, there was a little bit of hesitation, you felt a little trapped or limited, you felt blocked in some way, it does feel that now that energy is fully being dissolved and you will start to take action. You're going to feel like not only you are being more productive, more practical, but you are also going to feel in some ways more free, more liberated. I also keep getting talks around a new home, a new apartment, the possibility of getting a job offer maybe in a different state, in a different area. For some of you, it could be like internationally. And I also keep getting some offers or opportunities that you cannot refuse. Now, I don't specifically know what kind of offer this is, but for some of you, something offered to you and it's going to feel like an offer that you cannot refuse. You're going to figure out what intentions someone has toward you, or maybe deep down you probably knew all along, but now you're going to find proof, or you decide to confront them. Because the way this is coming to me, again, it does come like you're going to take action and specifically cut off not only bad actions, not bad action, but how should I put it? Those particular behaviors that weren't being so productive, so bad habits, but you are specifically going to cut off individuals with whom you have to deal in daily basis that somehow uh, are trying to, they're non-sayers or they're just negative or they just too demanding. You're just going to make a decision that it's not worth your time. You could be mentally detaching from them. There's going to be a little bit of talks around inheritance. For some of you, this inheritance is not coming from your direct side of the family or your line. This could be about an inheritance that is coming from your spouse side of the family or your partner's side of the family. And for whatever reason, it does feel like something good, something positive, or some sort of a good news about that. The next card that you have is the King of Cups. Falls in the position of how to keep and maintain balance and a possible outcome. If the King of Cups represents a person, usually it represents a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. This could be the sun sign, the rising sign, or the moon sign. It means or it represents someone who did struggle but did hold on throughout the struggles with a lot of grace and dignity. It also signifies self-improvement, motives, someone who inspires others. It also means stability and common understanding. And sometimes this card to me also it represents a father figure or someone who puts family first. Allow me to tune in and let me figure out what does this mean for you. This could be meaningful to you if your rising sign or your moon sign is an water sign as well. It feels like many of you are going to feel like you are gathering some momentum. But for some reason, I keep getting some sort of an attraction or you very strongly gravitating toward this King of Cups. Now, for some of you, this could be like sexual attraction and chemistry. For other Aquarians, these could be in a friendship sense, kind of gravitating towards each other. And for some of you, I don't know why, but I keep getting canceling. I keep getting canceling, either family counseling or counseling, and you could be either completing whatever session you needed to counseling session you needed to complete, or you are really going to reach an important breakthrough in a counseling session for those of you who do counseling. I also keep getting someone, this King of Cups, also show up for you as someone who is really going to motivate you. They could be a spiritual leader, they could be a priest, or it could simply be someone who's very in tune with their intuition and they're very spiritual. It does feel that at least one person will show up for you. It's like the universe is going to send you at least one person who not only is going to inspire you to continue with your goals, but they will also offer you some practical help and practical advice. And for some of you, this King of Cups show up in the form of a teacher or a spiritual advisor. But I also keep getting uh, this is not the direct meaning associated with the card, but I keep getting that some of you Aquarians really need to prepare emotionally because either you're going to be a father or you're going to be a father again. And for some reason, I don't know why this message seems to be mostly oriented toward male Aquarians. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen to women Aquarius, but it came very strongly toward male Aquarians, and the being a father in the next 2 or 3 years, or in the hard time of the next 3 years, and therefore having to take some time off or having to make some changes and adjustments to accommodate this new baby in your life. There's going to be talks and arrangements and travel arrangements, but for some reason, it's been highlighted to me of you kind of this of you this trip could be happening next year. It could be a spiritual retreat and you have to travel to get to that, or that could be that over the seas relocation. Your business could be expanding overseas in some way. So for some of you, this relocation could also have, or this relocation will have something to do with this King of Cups. And generally, things are going to be more steady or improved in your life. I hope that that made sense to you. Leave me a comment right down here below. For some reason, I kept getting like very good cards for of the zodiac signs, but there was a little bit of an underlying sense of agitation or having to overcome something, and your sign wasn't any different. Thank you so very much again. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holiday season. Happy New Year. Contact me for a private reading at almalightworker@gmail.com. And don't forget, if you'd like to know more, I made a whole new video about your sign. And the link for that is posted right down here in the show more description box. Happy holiday season, and I will see you soon. Bye.